Hey, we are live. All right. Hello, everybody. I am your host, Jay Hill, and my co host, Shane Peak. This is Studio 6 Paranormal Podcast with another episode, fun filled episode. And we actually have another special guest, which every guest that we have are special. But he's a very good friend of ours, and we love this guy. And I love his stories, and I love to pick his brain on his historical facts that he knows. So, without further ado, let's bring him on. There he is.
Hey, I don't know. I don't think I'm pretty special though.
Yeah, you're special in our eyes, so it's all good, brother. So yeah.
Mr. Shane and Mr. J, how are you, my friends?
Oh,
Doing great.
yeah. I could complain, but wouldn't do any good. But yeah, we're good.
Yeah, we keep meeting like this.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So tonight, this is kind of like a no holds barred, whatever goes goes. We've both been on each other's shows. um, Adam came on my radar about almost a year. Next month it'll be a year, and I contacted him in May, I think it was, after his car accident, and which I'm glad that you survived that. But it was just one of those things where Spirit kind of just said, "Hey, this guy's going places, and he's a good guy." So, do you want to switch to your phone?
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm on my phone right now. Let me get off my computer. That way it's not as bad.
Oh yeah, because it's echo.
Yeah, how's that?
Okay,
Is that a little?
Hey, there we go.
that's a little better. Yeah.
All right, man. Sorry about that,
All right.
guys. I'm in a spotty hotel in the middle of Maine doesn't really have a like a ghetto, but I guess I'd be kind of it.
Right.
Yeah, just
Westbrook.
switch the roaches. It'll be fine.
You're not on you're not on Wi-Fi on your phone, are you?
I'm gonna be in a second. I'm just gonna do my regular standard Wi-Fi, which I got plenty of minutes. I was on the hotel Wi-Fi, which is complete garbage. So that's a little better. That's a little better. I can't see comment. Maybe I can now. Let me see. I apologize, guys. This isn't really professional here.
No, that's fine. No, it's all good. Like I said,
We're all good. I'm just in my basement.
really cool.
Me and Jay are both
Very
in our
cool.
basements.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, man. What's going on? I mean, like I said, I'm sorry. I'm kind of flustered because Heather is kind of under the weather, couldn't join us, and I kind of was on the road today, stuck in a hotel. So I'm kind of like, but I think I'm better now.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. No, we wish her the best. That's okay. I mean, we can always have her on, and you guys later on at another time. So,
yep.
Yeah, you can be regulars. I'm okay with that.
Another nice trade-off, Right? I saw Alex is watching in chat. Alex Gasca, she's a good friend of mine. She's good people.
Alex,
cool.
my friend Rebecca, who's here in Lake Geneva. Hi, Rebecca. Thanks for tuning in.
Hey, Rebecca.
Yeah. So lately it's just you've been on the go quite a bit. So talk a little bit about what are some of the things that you're working on or that you've been doing, even with your podcast and your radio show.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. Well, first off, you know me, I'm not one to stand still. I get very dormant. Of course, in Maine, it's cold and snowy. But once that fucking sun breaks, man, I'm like, where can I go? Where can I go? Where can I go? Get me out of this house. Because I just can't. TV and all that stuff, it's great. But like today, man, right? Honestly, I door dashed from 7 a.m. until 1. I made $180 door dashing. And I checked out 3 barns and 2 cemeteries while getting paid to door dash, dude. So it's like.
Yeah, you can't complain with that, man.
No, when I'm in an area, I go to Atlas Obscura, or even I just type in what's haunted, what's historic near me, and you'd be surprised. Uncle Sam.
About trying that.
Yeah, Atlas
Yeah.
Obscura, dude. You put near me, and it'll tell you the thing either within a foot or the next 100 miles. It'll tell you exactly. This is 5 miles. This is 10 miles. Like in New Hampshire, we get the birthplace of the real Sam, Uncle Sam from the U.S.
yeah.
military.
Right.
His house is in New Hampshire, so that's going to be my next one. I just got back from Betty and Barney Hill, the UFO abductees from the 60s.
Yep.
I watched their autobiography on Shock Docs on Peacock or Discovery Plus, and it showed their house and it had their address in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. So you know what I did, Mr. Historian, Mr. Researcher? I wrote that. I pushed pause and I wrote it down, and I went the next day. There's no plaque there, but that's the house. That's the yellow house. They bought it when they got married. They lived in it literally the night after their abduction, and they both died inside.
Wow.
Barney died 8 years later, and Betty died something like 60 years later. She lived to be like 94. She died in 2012, I think, never remarried. So there's another family there now. So I'm kind of just walking around. I actually did a live video, and it was just private property. So I'm just kind of like, oh, just kind of walk in here, Betty and Barney's house. And I'm trying to be discreet, pointing it out. But I got pictures, dude.
This is Adam, everybody. He's a paranormal stalker.
Yeah.
like I say, you get one warning, man. You get one, hey, you shouldn't have done that. Okay, fine, I'll go. Yeah. But I mean, you know, sometimes, dude, like even the parsonage in Parsonfield, the seminary, I stopped by one day. Oh, am I frozen? There we go.
You're good.
Okay. I stopped by one day just to look at it, and the girl's there, and she's like, would you like a tour? And me and Heather got a free tour of the whole 1836 school parsonage.
Wow.
You know?
Pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah. So like Heather says, she goes, you're a talker. Obviously, I got a voice and a face for radio and podcast. But I love it, dude. And if people like you guys, I know Shane's a big history buff. I know, Jay, you love your shit too. And if people want to hear it, and I'm excited to tell it. Most of my friends and family aren't into this shit, believe it or not. I don't actually have a lot of friends and family left. But the ones that aren't really into paranormal or monsters or history. So I kind of just talk to my fucking fellow weirdos out there in TV, out there in Facebook land.
And that's totally okay because, you know, we love hearing your stories because I've learned a lot of history from the East Coast from you and things I didn't even know of, you know, and yeah, it's so, yeah, the more I talk to you about what, you know, or seeing that on Facebook of, you know, your lives you do, where you go and stuff like that, it's educational, you know. And
I appreciate that.
and, you know, and I'm telling you, a while ago, I told you last year that, you know, you should really consider, you know, just doing a lot of that historic, you know, description stuff, you know, and that's people know you for that. I mean,
April, a friend of ours, April, the Jersey medium, April Brissett.
Yeah.
She told me, she goes, why don't you call yourself Adam the Historian? She goes, there's a million out there, ghost hunters, but no one's really doing the history. I mean, people do, you know, you watch all those shows and they do a little brief in the beginning. Well, so-and-so lived here, but they kind of stop it at that. There's really a lot more. And I think it ties in with a lot of shit, especially when it comes to even ghosts. And honestly, dude, if I check out a place that's historic and haunted, if it's not haunted, at least it's historic. At least I got a place that Benjamin Franklin stayed at, or fucking, you know what I mean? The Civil War was fought at. Like, and to me, that's haunting in itself. The future, the past is haunting, so to speak. So, you know, we learn and look at everything going on in today's culture. Obviously, we haven't learned too much. Fucking Russia's over there doing their thing. I'm not going to get political, but the world knows, man. You know, no one can just. It's have we not learned yet? Have we not learned yet?
I keep saying, you know, I keep saying this. The world's upside down right now, and you know, we're just hanging on is all we're doing. You know, so we're just got to keep doing what we're doing, and you know, and so that's, you know, I like to have this outlet, you know what I mean? I like to have the show. I like to talk to Shane. I like to talk to our guests and stuff like that. And, you know, and I do investigations at times too, but I really enjoy talking and hearing stories from people that have been there and can experience the certain things that other people who either are too afraid to go out and do it, or, you know, are just would rather sit on their couch and, you know, just watch it on TV or whatever, which is fine, you know. But with this, you know, having you on here, it just adds to our show. You know, it just adds that information, though, you know, and and it's
You're making
just
this big stoner from Maine blush. You don't even see it because I'm all staticky.
you know, well, no, it's serious.
But you know, I
yeah,
love and respect you guys so much. You know that.
right. Mhm. And we do the same for you because it's awesome what you do and how far you've come in just the short time that I've known you. It's it's a cool thing, and
You know what's funny? You kind of said that to me when you gave me my friendly reading, so to speak, after my accident with my mom. You said, hang on, because you're going to be going places next year. I can see your name on contracts. I see you possibly going places. And I've crossed the country 3 times since, and I've gotten my own radio show from the Canadian Radio Network, Paranormal King Radio Network, which is a legit radio show. And I got my own podcast. And it's like, well, obviously I manifest my own destiny, but I think fucking Jay helped me open, give myself a little bit more self-esteem towards it because I didn't. And
well, I tell you, you deserve it because of the fact that you're doing really good at what you put out there. People when you speak, that old saying was that when E.F. Hutton speaks, everybody listens. That old old saying. People respect you and like the work that you do. So if you keep doing that and don't shortchange yourself, and everybody has bad days. I get it. I have bad days. Shane has bad days. I'm sure. But it's just, you just got to keep going and doing what you're doing. So let's talk a little bit about that investigation that investigation or that little place that you stayed at, that hotel, and I saw you live and you acknowledged that I was there with you. Remember when it was raining out?
Oh, was that the yes, it was actually snow. They're turning rain to snow. That was the Oceanic Inn in Old Orchard Beach. Yeah.
Right.
That's right. That's right too.
Yeah, and you were upstairs in one of the rooms. And there was a male up there, even though that there was a female up there that somebody said that killed themselves up there.
Overdosed on drugs. Yeah, and that's right. I remember that night.
I wanted to say that she's not there. She's cross, but there was a man up there, and he was transient. I don't know who he was, but he was there, and he knew you were there. And that's when your stuff was breaking up because of the weather and stuff like that. So I didn't really get to tell you that. But yeah, that was a pretty cool place. So you go in places like that, and you keep going to places like that and sharing the history and that. People love that stuff, So
well, see, and I didn't think so because everybody loves Eastern, and I love all these places, but everybody loves Gettysburg, Eastern State Pen, and the Octagon House. But literally, dude, there's got to be. I'm not kidding you. Thousands of places, thousands you can visit that are historic and/or haunted. That people just don't really. How many times do you go by a meeting house? I mean, I don't know. There must be some out your way, but in Maine, New England, you go by a meeting house. I stopped one day for the heck of it. And there's a big sign out front. It says Meeting House, 1795, Biddeford, Maine. It says the Declaration of Independence was brought here in 1776 and read aloud to the crowd of Biddeford and Saco. I go, holy shit!
People don't know that. It's little tidbits like that people really, think just like, holy shit! Wow, that really happened.
We're getting farther away from it too. I think everybody wants the flashy, the big movie, the Conjuring universe, all that stuff, which is great. But there's a lot of respectful old school history that I think people, and I love it, dude. I love turning people onto shit. Like I love being like a history teacher because I'm learning with everybody else. As soon as I find out, I go to Facebook and go, look what I found. This guy in Connecticut got killed for having a beard. Let's go to his graveyard. Let's go to his gravesite.
So my friend Rebecca said this. Let's see here. A good way to market yourself would be as an historian of places of interest with layers of history, events that happened there, and potentially cause the residual energy or haunting. That's so much more entertaining than just running around with equipment and cameras in the dark. Very well said.
Yeah,
I totally agree.
Yeah, Rebecca.
That's a friend of yours? Yeah. Wow, great. Yeah, Rebecca. See, like I'm very much I'm living in the moment. Like I tell Heather or my friends when I go a place, sure, I mean, you bring out the spirit box and the EVPs, the camera, all that good shit. But for the first hour, usually the last couple hours, I sit quietly and I just absorb the air. I absorb the smell.
Right.
I sit in the dark so my senses of hearing are heightened, and maybe even my sight. Because if a ghost wants to see you, bro, you don't need to go. Well, he's got a spirit box, so I'm going to come out now.
Right.
He's going to come out regardless. And I think a lot of times some of that shit almost scares them. So honestly, dude, like when I went to the Oliver House in Massachusetts, in let me think, Middleborough, Massachusetts, Benjamin Franklin stayed there. He found notes of treason, which started the Revolutionary War. That's no shit. Look that up in Massachusetts. I went there. Looked in his closet with the papers. 2 or 3 people have hung themselves there. There's a Native American Indian burial ground. My girlfriend Heather got a tick on her tit. We're out back. We're smoking a joint. She got a tick right on her tit from the burial ground. I remember right on top. She was pretty wild about it. But that whole Jay, we got a picture of a Native American. I'll send you that in the background. Chris Sanders and myself. Well, actually, Chris got it, so I got to be careful. Copyright. But he's got that. A Native American looks like the Cleveland Indian mascot. I swear to my mom, dude. And it's right on this trail on this Native American land, the Oliver House Plantation in Massachusetts. Google that, guys, at home. Middleborough, Massachusetts. Pretty wild stuff. There's a barn out back that had a tunnel for the Underground Railroad, and a little boy, the tunnel collapsed on him. Jay, you would have not a field day, but you would be very alive there.
Yeah.
It's so much.
And that also plays in part with you, because the fact that you're sensitive, and that, so you can, your brain works so fast that, that sometimes that you don't, your sensitive and your gift is kind of drowned out a little bit because of the fact that you're always on the go. When I look at you, I see your brain just going a million miles an hour because you've got so many things going, in the fire. But that's okay. That's okay. But like you said, sometimes when you sit down and you are silent and this and that, that's when your sensitive will come through, and that's your investigative parts of you, and sensing that. And sometimes you probably, I wouldn't be surprised if you've got actual information that way. You know what I mean? Sitting down, doing that.
That's kind of funny. That's
because
funny.
Then you can look it up.
Yeah, there's been times when I've gone places and I've been like, was this a stagecoach or something? A stagecoach house or whatever?
That's what I mean. I go,
yep. Was it a lucky guess, Jay, or was I tapping into something?
No, you were tapping into something. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I saw when I.
You kind of opened that up for me. You guys, like you said in the beginning, you guys believed in me when no one else did. I was your mystery guest, but I was going to be a guest regardless, and it happened to be a cool intro. I went back and watched it the day, me with my Jason mask.
Oh yeah,
and you kind of helped me believe. I believed in myself, but you kind of helped me realize that seeing my first spirit at 9 years old, my grandfather, hearing my mom come to me when I died for 36 seconds in the car, all this shit isn't just hallucinations. I think I've touched something. I mean, I'll go by an area, dude, and I'll start crying. I know I'm an empath, but it's like, and then I look up and I found out that there was a massacre there, or a house burnt 5 years ago, or something crazy. So
on a side note, I know April Brissett hates that word.
What's that?
Empath.
Oh, yeah, really?
Yeah.
No shit.
Find you, Adam.
Yeah, she does. But you know what? I mean,
I'll take another path.
But it's kind of like, to each his own. But I mean, it's more of a, with you, it's you're more of a sensitive. You're sensitive to the area around you. And that's what draws you to all these places, because of the fact that your senses and your gifts is telling you, you should check this out. It's almost like you have a little kid next to you saying, "Hey, Adam, look at this, and like taking you everywhere, and you're like,
dude, it's a little me.
Right.
Heather goes, if I could borrow your fucking energy, like, wow. I see a graveyard, dude, and it's like I just saw Mickey Mouse. I got to get out and go, oh, where's the oldest stone? Oh, my God, is the sea captain? Right. You know what I mean? Oh, I don't know where I get that. Maybe that's a part of me that's been enthralled, or maybe I caught that bug along somewhere, or maybe it is. I never thought about it. It could just be a little dude with me that just wants to play. I'm going to be 40. Oh, shit. Let me see. I'm going to be 43 this year. 43, you know what I
Wow.
mean? And I don't have any blood children. I had my girlfriend had a miscarriage a long time ago, but I guess I'm kind of just living. I'm still being a kid, and I'm using my hyperness instead of, like you say, instead of sitting there thinking and dwelling on it. I use it for good, and I try to go out and learn something new every day.
The one thing I noticed about you is not to continue to give you a reading, but I'm just saying that you burn yourself out kind of quick, and then you kind of get down and you like stepping in a hole, and you're kind of stuck in that, your foot's stuck in that hole, and you're trying to get it out, and you're like, crap, but then finally you get it out, and then you're on the way, your way again. So
until the next hole.
Right. So
that happens to all of us.
my advice, my advice to you is there's times where you should probably you'll know when you should slow down, and you probably should. You know what I mean? And remember when I told you a long time ago when I called you on the phone and I said to Heather, I said, can you make sure that this voice stays grounded? Because your feet were almost off the ground all the time, and you're always on the go. And she knew exactly what I was talking about, and you did too. And, I don't just call you, willy-nilly. It was something that I was like, yeah, I need to tell this guy he needs to ground himself because he's starting to float away because you had so much in the air going on. And, and people, you were telling me, people were coming at you at every different angle. And I felt that. And I was like, dude, ground yourself and pick what's important. And you have.
Yeah. Well, and you know me. I mean, you guys don't know me, but Shane, you know me well enough, right? I mean, I'm not a people pleaser, but I want to be everybody's best friend. I want to be the funny guy, the cool guy. When you come on my show, I want to have fun. And honestly, two shows a week is kind of taking its toll on me, especially
we did that too. We did that too for a while. And that's when me and Shane had a little. Fault. Yeah, it is my fault. I'll take that. Especially when I do it again. When I said, okay, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do every other week, and then here I am back, and I'm doing back-to-back shows, and I'm like, crap. And then my wife is like, what are you doing? Didn't you say you were going to do this every other week? I'm like, yeah, Shane said the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's just.
I mean, it's fun, and I look forward to it. And I don't want to say it gives me purpose, but you know what I mean. Like I love chatting with people, like you guys. I love all the info, but sometimes it's just being by myself. Like I'm the editor. I'm the guy that sets up the appointment. I'm the guy that YouTubes the videos. I'm the guy that shares and promotes. I'm the guy that makes the flyers. It's like. Shit, and I'm not getting paid. As you guys know, paranormal don't pay much.
No.
So if you're in this to make money, you're in the
in the wrong business.
It's ghost.
No, there's no. I mean, I don't do it here. Yeah. So, and of course, with Heather, like I still want to do. Like she said, she goes, I want to go to a place where you don't go live. Like 99% of the time, I'm going live when we go a place because the only places we go are haunted or historic. And she's into that tenfold too. But I got to start. I think this summer I'm going to take some time and maybe go camping, certain places, shut the phone off for the weekend.
Live a little. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, last year I went camping and I went to Witch's Cove and I had your shirt and I took a picture of Witch's Cove. My friend goes, "You're still taking pictures?" I go, I want to represent Studio 6 in front of Witch's Cove. I got, and I got the H.P. Lovecraft saying on the back, a special made shirt I got from them guys.
I was told to put that on there. And I didn't know. I was told to put that on there. I didn't know that you were a big fan of H.P. Lovecraft. I was told to put that on there. That saying particular, and I was like, why am I putting this on here? Because I really don't know that much about H.P. Lovecraft, but evidently you do. And I didn't. Well,
you remember after I get the shirt, I changed my profile picture to where I went to his grave. I go, thanks a lot, Jay. You reminded me to share this picture. You're like, you've been to his grave? You didn't even know.
I didn't know. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty wild, dude. You got I look forward to being on the show. Just take a time out. Like Shane Feek, Jay Hill are two of the best in the field. They got your back. They're awesome people. Like I love you guys. You guys are my type of people. That's what I'm starting to realize too. Is I wasn't really in the field a year ago, but now that I am, there's a couple con artists, there's a couple no, big shots, and you know what? To each their own. I'm not going to name drop, but you know what? I don't need to kiss anybody's ass. And
Oh,
I don't.
Right.
Nothing.
Right.
None of these people impress me. But I'm down with the clown. I'm down to be cool. If we want to go, like you guys, we want to hook up this year in Gettysburg. I want to so bad.
Right.
I'd love
right.
to
Right.
meet
right.
you guys in person. But other
Right.
people, other people's shows, I wouldn't even go on. Honestly, I don't name drop. But no,
Right.
I after dying in the accident, my mom dying, and everything else around me, dude. Like life's too short. You got to be around people that are
Mhm.
real. Otherwise, what's the point? So
I said this yesterday when me and Elizabeth did that reading show, those free readings. I said, positive breeds positive, and love
Yeah.
above everything, and that was,
Yeah.
it's true. You want to surround yourself with the positivity of people who have your good interests, in mind,
yeah.
you don't need emotional vampires,
Oh, they're out there.
Oh,
Oh boy, they're out there.
I've worked
the
I've
paranormal
worked with
is
some
filled with
doozies.
drama.
Right.
I see a lot of people in chat. I don't see the chat on my phone, so I had to sip on. But I saw like Nicole Gaspard. She runs her own show. She's a big supporter of mine. She's always sharing stuff.
Yeah.
Nathaniel Elwell, I think I saw him. That's a big thing too, as you know, Jay. There's a lot of people that have your back, and when they do in this field, man, they do, and it's like a brotherhood, man. My best friend died 3 months before my mom of 25 years. I lived with him for 4 years. He died of cancer right before my mom. I don't have a friend. I have a friend from New Hampshire. My friend Scott.
Right.
I don't have people I trust anymore, man. And yeah, honestly, Jay, you guys help me open up and trust people again to an extent.
Right. Yeah, it's just you don't want to put too much thought into that, but you're such a free spirit that you just keep being you, brother.
I appreciate that.
That's the best way to be.
How I figure, man, obviously we have obligations in life. You have your wife, your kids, your sister, mom, whatever. But when you have you time, like I said, like you said, some people like to binge watch the ghost hunter shows on TV, or maybe go
Right.
get a hot tub, or go, drink a beer and go play darts. Me, I'm going to go look at the cemetery I haven't gone to yet because I'm almost at 300. I'm going to go to that. Yeah, I'm going to go to that building that possibly I can get in and maybe help revamp, put it on historical landmark list, or bring money in for tours even. There's so much out there, dude. And people go, could you afford to do it? I go, instead of taking your money and going out to that super fancy restaurant and getting the steak, which I love steak, or instead of going to like wherever the baseball game, I take my money and I use it to paranormal shit. It's just my life,
Right.
dude. It's 100% my life.
Right.
It really is. Like,
Right.
I don't know what, look right now. The Dover Demon. I got that from the Cryptozoology Museum in Portland there, the Dover Demon out of Massachusetts. Little cryptid with alien eyes. They've seen them since the 60s. I've been to Dover. Haven't seen them yet, though.
So, since you live on the East Coast, is there someplace else that you think that you would rather, live, or do you think that you're happy living where you're living?
Well, I mean, like I said, of course, you guys know I have traveled to Pennsylvania, Iowa, Virginia, Gettysburg with Chris and with other people. I've been to Tennessee. All those places are great. I'd love to
Michigan.
I got to get to Michigan. Yes, I do. Michigan Dog Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michigan, Wisconsin. I got to get out there too. I'd love to get to Chicago, see where my Bears play. Jay knows I'm a big Bears fan, unfortunately.
Unfortunately. I have to represent the Packers. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's right. No rivalries, right? As far as bucket list, I want to get to New Orleans, but as far as places to stay, I think I can always just see myself in New England. I can see myself like, I even told Heather I'd like to die in Salem. Be buried in Salem would be kind of neat. There's just so much here, dude. I mean, Plymouth Rock and the Colonist, and I'm literally, if you want history, it doesn't start anywhere but fucking the East Coast, right? So
I would say so.
Yeah. So I love it. I definitely want to see it all. I want to go to the Queen Mary. I want to go to Romania. I want to go to Mars if they let me. But I'll stay
there.
Hell yeah, brother. I want to drink a beer with an alien.
They can abduct me and drop me off into Mars. That'd be cool.
I can see Shane up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give us Shane back. Shane's like, no, I'm good. I'm staying here. You guys don't worry about me.
Yeah.
Oh, Jay, just send me a link. I'll broadcast up from the moon. We're all good.
I'll be like, let's see how fast this thing can go.
Yeah. Don't put that there. Don't hook that up there. Don't,
Yeah.
See,
Yeah,
that's what I love
don't
about
touch
you guys too. Is you guys are adventurous. Shane's adventurous. You guys, Jay, you're adventurous. You guys love to get out and do shit. I mean, obviously, you guys got obligations, but
yeah.
I guess
Yeah,
I'm doing
I
what
mean,
people can't do, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I got it. When I got into investigations and with the Wisconsin Paranormal Research, I just kind of, I really wanted to do that because I've been doing it by myself off and on for so many years that I was like, I really want to form a team. I want to do this and that.
Yeah.
It wasn't that fulfilling until I started doing this. Until I started doing this, and then came into started really practicing my mediumship and my gifts and all that, then things kind of just fell into place, and not that I don't want to not investigate anymore, but I do, but because I love to be guest mediums on people's investigations. To me,
Sure.
that's I learn about history, I learn about the people, and then they usually validate what I what I sense in this. So that to me is that's what I'm supposed to do, But there's places out west, like I'm gonna name this show. It's on the Travel Channel. It's called The Ghost Town of Terror.
Ooh.
If you haven't watched it, you need to watch it. It's in it's called Gunslinger's Gulch, and it's in right by Anaconda, Montana, and where where these houses or this town, basically bits and pieces from Anaconda, were moved to this area called the Gunslinger's Gulch. Evidently, the spirits came with. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And so yeah, I'm enthralled with this, but you'll have to check it out. So
that's cool
West,
too.
Old West stuff like that. There's things that I wanna investigate with Michelle LeBaron. Because
she's good.
She is so awesome, and she knows a lot about the Old West stuff over there. She lives on that side of the.
That's pretty cool too. Billy the Kid type shit and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that shit too.
I could read those stories all day long.
Yeah.
There's actually an Old West podcast. A guy tells stories of gunslinger stories that people never hear. And so I listened like 4 or 5 episodes on my earbuds one time at work, and they talked about the James Gang and certain fights with like train robberies and all the stuff I never even knew, or people don't really hear. And this guy digs into some of these things, and it's on Spotify and iHeartRadio. I can't remember the name, but this guy's pretty cool. I mean, he talks a lot about Wyatt Earp and.
So
all that stuff.
That is cool. See, that's intriguing to me too. It doesn't have to be ghost history or fucking mermaids or aliens. Sometimes some of that the gunslinger stuff, the Wild West, Wyatt Earp, all that stuff. And listen here, Pilgrim, and they're all playing poker down in the brothel, and the girl's out there with the big boobs dancing the piano that plays by itself. Like, that's killer. I'd love to have a shot of whiskey at that. I got Shane laughing. You know what I mean?
There was a place in Central City, Colorado. That I used to live in Colorado years ago when I was younger, and we used to go to Central City up in the mountains. It's an Old West town that's still up there, And I remember when I would visit that town, I would walk through this one saloon. And it had the swinging doors and, this and that. In the summertime, they would put the swinging doors on. And it was like walking back into time. And it was and the emotion and the feeling that I would get, not understanding why I would feel that way until now, because I was a teenager then, but the things that I just would sense and hear. I mean, I think there was one time we were at, down the street where they had this opera house, and there was nobody in the opera house, but there was somebody that was singing up on the second floor of this opera house, and you could hear this person singing, and it was like there's nobody in there. And that was cool, and that was I was like, wow, that's really awesome. You know, and at the top of the hill, they have a very cool cemetery that the town actually contacted all the relatives that were buried in this cemetery up at the very top of the mountain there, and asked for donations to help rebuild their gravestones. So there's a lot of new gravestones up there.
Awesome.
Yeah. So it's things like that and the history of like the cemeteries. I have
Did you
pictures
see
of
that's
that.
Silver Springs, Colorado? Is that
No,
what you said that was?
Central City.
Central City. No, I haven't heard of that place.
Right. Central
Sweet
City,
homework.
Colorado.
All right.
Oh yeah.
New
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah,
Input.
Yeah.
I love learning new. Like people go, "Oh, you know?" I go, "I don't fucking know everything, man. I know a lot of stuff about what I know, but I don't know it all. I love learning new shit. No,
Oh, yeah.
no, wow.
Yeah.
And they get right into it. They play the part. They act. They put on the whole suit and they dance and put the. No kidding.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I love that
Right.
performance stuff.
So there's lots of different things. Did you ever remember hearing about Buffalo Bill Cody?
Actually, I saw that his gravesite was on Atlas Obscura the other day. The real Buffalo Bill Cody. People still leave whiskey bottles there and tobacco and stuff. Swear to God, just like Jim Morrison's
Buffalo Bill. What Buffalo Bill? What was that? Not Wild.
Not from
Bill.
Hannibal Lecter, but puts a lotion on its skin.
No, the old West guy.
The original one, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's on Lookout Mountain, which is down the road or down the mountain of Central City. He's buried up there. Ghost Hunters with Jason Hawes and Steve, and they did an investigation of that gift shop there on top of Lookout Mountain in Colorado where he's buried, because they said that the gift shop had some activity. And I remember that. And I went in there, I don't know, me and Tina went in there, back in 2015 or whatever. And I walked in that gift shop and I said, I'm trying to tell Tina, like, this is where Ghost Hunters was here once and this and that. And she's looking at me like, yeah, I don't care. They're
the original. I mean, they're pretty good. I like the original ones. Yeah.
Right. But
that's a cool place
for me to go in there and to see that and say, okay, and going through the museum they have in there.
Oh.
Colorado's got so many different things.
Honestly, and not to change the subject, but it's kind of the same thing. But that's kind of how I always have been. Like my mom would tell me when we go to a new town, while like my sister or my friends that I was with would want to go look at the ice cream place, I wanted to go to the historical society, or I wanted to go to where the monument was, or the cannon in the middle of the town, to find out why it was there. I've always been intrigued by that shit, and I think that's like that gift shop. So he must have his own personal memorabilia, like a small, like you say, like a museum, right?
Mm-hmm.
On the wall. That's got his energy with him. That's got his. If he loves something very much, a piece of him is there, man. Yeah.
Yep.
So Rebecca said this. Come to Lake Geneva, everything is haunted here. Tunnels run under the town that were used for Underground Railroad and then mob activity during the Prohibition. And there are so many random cemeteries and fields with tombstones dating back to early 1800s.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where is this? Oh, like where you are. It's not haunted, by the way. It's spirited. I've learned.
No, that's just the hotel.
I know.
Yeah, there's places here that I won't even go to. Well, there's one place that I won't go to.
Sweet. I need to know where that is so I can drop my board there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because I ain't afraid. I'll do it.
I love it. I love
St. Killian's Cemetery.
I could see hanging out with Shane in the morgue at like 2 a.m, just talking about fucking.
Sure, I'd be doing it.
Electronics or movies or whatever. That'd be fucking. Oh man! Actually, you want to know something kind of cool, Jay? To go back on that, when I went to Iowa with Chris Sanders, like I said, Atlas Obscura, I really want them to sponsor me because I just love them to death. But I brag about them like they are sponsoring me. I looked them up, and I found the first ever train robbery in American history, and it was by Jesse James Gang in fucking Dexter, Iowa.
Oh wow!
And they have a big the original railroad track is like on the side. There's actually a new train that goes by, but the original track was there with a big thing. I got a picture. I'll send that to you too. And it says Jesse James and his gang committed the first train robbery via horseback in the Western America, U.S. America. So that was out there. And I also went to John Wayne's house, his birthplace in Iowa. There's another
Oh,
country
yeah.
boy for you.
Right.
Pilgrim.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just there's so many different places and things, especially the Old West. I am really drawn to the Old West.
Yeah.
And I mean, really drawn. I mean, I'll be at work and I'll be working and I'll have like some visions of saloons in my head.
That's
know,
pretty cool.
Wow.
And, yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I just
I've
don't
been to old Tucson.
really.
Ooh,
Yeah, where they
really?
filmed all the lots of westerns and stuff. Because my
Tombstone,
grandma
I
used
think,
to
was
live
there.
there.
Yeah.
So when I went out to visit her for a month, we walked out. We were watching them film some westerns and stuff down in Arizona. So
Oh, very cool.
of
Yeah.
course, I
See, out
wasn't
west,
into
I haven't
ghost hunting
gone
back
there.
then. That was 25 years ago.
Yeah.
So
I
You're a
had
late bloomer, Shane?
yeah,
I didn't know
yeah.
you-
I've only been in this 3-4 years.
Oh, no shit. I didn't know that. Oh, no kidding.
Yeah,
Wow. Well, you know
Yeah.
your shit like you've been in it for a while. That's pretty cool. No kidding.
I read a lot. So
yeah.
Honestly, Jay, honestly, that's what got me a lot of my info. Corona, dude. I went to the library with Heather and I'd get 6 books at a time and I'd come back and I'd power
See?
read the highlight parts and I'd write them in my little fucking notebook and I got a bucket list as long as the day is. I mean, oh my God. I still got thousands of places I need to see just in New England alone, dude. It's honestly,
That's
this
cool.
literally. Yeah, dude, this. Oh,
My
yeah.
uncle, Sherry Burris said my uncle worked for John Wayne at his bedroom set after he passed.
that's pretty
No
cool.
way.
That's very
really cool.
That's very cool, Sherry.
Yeah, it is.
And Rebecca says
Wow.
St. Killian Cemetery is not as creepy as the Baker House basement, which is where she used to work as a bartender because she's a very, very good bartender.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I actually got a nice beer right now.
I could use a drink right now, actually.
Right.
Yeah.
Should make me up one.
Yeah. So
What basement is she talking about? Is that a house
the
that you guys have been to?
okay. You know where I talked about the hotel? Okay.
Yeah.
It's like down the street. It's right on the corner across the street from the lake. It's called the Baker House. It used to be, I want to say, wasn't it a hospital?
Ooh, boy.
Yeah, or something like. Yeah, it's just I don't know the full history of it, but Rebecca knows all about it, and she knows what's down in the basement. I know that there's some spirits there. I've seen them before. We talked about actually wanting to go on and do an investigation last year, but it just nothing came of it because it just didn't work out. But yeah, it's a cool place. I mean, there's a lot of different places in Lake Geneva that are just ripe for history and investigating.
You know what's funny, and because it's my brain, like you say, dude. I'm already revamped this whole conversation, and I'm going back through it. I don't know, but to go back earlier to touch on how possibly I get led to these places. You can ask Heather. Certain times I'll be like, I'm kind of hungry. Let's stop at this restaurant, hole in the wall restaurant. Turns out the place is the most haunted place in that town. Or
Yep.
like we stopped in Bridgeton, Maine, for example, a place called
Right.
Pumpkin Valley, pumpkin
Mhm.
with an N.
Right.
And little shithole. I didn't think it was a restaurant at first. I thought it was just a convenience store. I go in. I said, "Oh, it's because I'm gonna eat." And I said, "Hi." I said, that's me. Every place I go, Heather always sighs and puts her head down. But I always go, "Is this place haunted? Do you have any ghosts?" Every place I go, and 9 out of 10 times they go, "Well, there is that one time." So I loved asking. And the girl
Only
goes,
the
"Well,"
bathroom's haunted.
yeah. After chilling night, don't go in the bathroom.
Don't go in, it's haunted.
Yes. The girl goes, actually, she goes, this used to be a horse stable, and an 8-year-old girl got trampled to death by a horse right where you're sitting. Enjoy the food. I go, oh, yes.
Nice,
So now,
nice.
now Pumpkin Valley. Shout out to you guys in Bridgeton, Maine. People still don't go, but I do because I
Nice.
know. People are going to know now, but yeah, man, I really feel like, as you know, Jay and Shane, you can attest to this. It not necessarily is the place as the land or the situation's haunted, or the person maybe brought someone with them. It's not necessarily, well, it's an old house, it has to be haunted. There's fucking brand new houses that are haunted, and there's old houses that aren't.
Mhm.
Sure.
It's
Right.
Absolutely.
you know.
Right.
But that's why we look
yeah.
for the history part. So at least we get something out of it. If we don't have any ghosts.
Right.
Yeah.
So Rebecca says, so I know she knew more about this place than I did. So she says, after the guy built it passed, he donated to the church, became a consumption hospital.
It began like.
And then the house was built on Indian mounds. They were excavated
Oh.
to build the house. So if that doesn't tell you,
As soon as you
I
said
mean-
Indian Mound, forget about it. I'm
Yeah.
out of here.
yeah, right. Yeah.
Fucking
It's-
poltergeist,
Actually,
dude. You ever
my
watch?
property here in Michigan has Indian burial grounds on it.
mhm.
The mounds are still there. You can see them in rows.
Oh yeah, we
my
have a
God.
couple here in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Like that too. Yeah.
Isn't there a place in Wisconsin or Missouri called Moundsville, and it's literally just all Native American mounds or something, or Mississippi or something? I forget, but
Yeah, I don't know.
oh my
I'm
God.
not sure. Yeah. It does sound familiar, but yeah. I mean,
That-
you'll definitely have to come visit. I mean,
Yeah, stop in Michigan on your way to Wisconsin.
yeah.
Have a beer with
We'll take you
Shane.
to the
Go around.
Poorhouse
Yeah.
Museum.
Yeah.
You'll love
Oh.
that place.
Yes. Well, you got no
should-
brothel out there? No shit.
Yeah, well, and there's the Poorhouse Museum has the oldest pair of moccasins in all of Michigan, original
Wow.
Indian moccasins. Yeah, it's a museum,
Wow.
so each room is done up in a different era. Like there's a 1920s room, 1930s, like that, and this stuff has artifacts from all over Michigan. But I
But
can
it's
get
a
you in there
whorehouse?
if you. Yeah,
It's called the
Poorhouse.
whorehouse? No
Poor.
shit.
P.
Oh,
P is in
oh.
whore. I know it's
That's why I
in
thought it was
the
a
Adam
brothel.
Get
line.
your head out of the gutter.
Well, I
Yeah,
thought it was a
yeah.
brothel. That's why I thought. I'm like, oh,
Well-
okay. I said, I thought it had bustiers in every room or something.
No, gee.
No, no.
That's why Heather loves me too.
Actually,
my
there is a building in downtown Kalamazoo that was a brothel. It's now a printing shop, but it used to be upstairs. They still have the rooms all set up.
Doesn't that blow your mind how things used to be certain things like a hospital and now it's an apartment complex or
Yep.
you know what I mean? Isn't that weird?
Yeah, downstairs
Jenny,
it's a print shop, and upstairs
Mhm.
it's just empty. But it was a brothel at one time, and it used to be a bar down, so you could get
Wow.
liquored up and then go upstairs and get hooked up, and then you're all good.
Get hooked up.
a full night of liquor, literally. But you gotta admit, Jay, a lot of this stuff stays like I guess it goes against what I just said, but for the most part, hauntings and residuals can stay put in a place even if it's not
Sure.
that anymore. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, it's like I've
Oh yeah,
always
because
said.
we've investigated that brothel
Yeah.
thing.
Ooh, really?
Yeah, my wife found some stuff in there, so some of the EVPs are pretty awesome. So,
Oh, she tags along too. That's killer.
oh yeah,
love
yeah,
that.
she goes.
Yeah,
That's
so
cool.
it's just like the residuals, or it's just like with especially with houses and the wood on the walls is just the building itself. It's like residual energy is like sap. It just sticks to it.
Yep.
I mean, voices.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't our voices travel after people speak or whatever. Maybe possibly in space. I mean, so
Yeah.
it's just bizarre sometimes. But yeah, there's usually I can tell the difference when I walk into a place if it's residual or if it's
Yeah.
active. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
Yep.
but yeah. But I was gonna say earlier that you're in line to write a book.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, you are totally in line to write a book.
I just don't know the first. I know, and I know people that have it. I'm sure I could get help. I don't know. Like, do I put Once Upon a Time or like I don't even know how to
See,
start.
I
the
can help
thing.
proofread it for you once you get going.
Oh, a kitty cat. I
Yeah.
take it because I could take any help I could get. I'd love to. I don't know the first thing about writing a book, but I mean, not
Well,
everybody
the
does, right?
The way
I
you
mean,
get started, Adam, is you just start scratching down whenever you have thoughts in a notebook, and then once you get a good half, 2/3 of a notebook full, you should be able to. whip
So
it up into a book.
Rebecca says write the
true.
book. Write the book.
Write the book.
Rebecca, I got one sold already.
Sweet. You could cut down on DoorDash then.
That's true. I could write the book while I DoorDash. Well, that probably
There
wouldn't
you
work. I wanted to, even if it's just places I've been and just do a brief summary. I thought maybe like since I'm historically haunted, do the historical part of it, the haunting part of it, and then the paranormal part of it, the part that I found maybe.
That's
Well,
called
that was kind of
hey, that's called brainstorming, and she just put this up.
Yeah.
Wow.
My
You tell
brainstorms
me.
are usually gentle showers, but
Oh.
they're not always fully stormed.
We don't
Yeah,
want to know about those gentle showers, Shane, please.
After all this brothel talk, I'll need a cold one.
Oh,
Cold
yeah.
There you
shower.
go. But yeah, just break it in. Actually, if you just did one, like 3 paragraphs for each place you go to, Christ, in a year you'll have a book.
That's
Literally, 3 paragraphs
that's true.
about each place on a on a single page of a notebook, and then literally make the book that. Each one is the little blurb from each space.
Oh, that's actually a pretty cool idea.
And it's easy because you almost write it yourself. If you can come up with 3 paragraphs or 4 for each place, right where you're there.
Yeah.
Then
you
at
got a
the end
book.
of the year, all you gotta do is type it up and a little grammar fixing, and you're good to go.
I mean, I pretty much do on every post as it is. I make a paragraph on every picture I post.
Actually, just go back and watch your videos again, and then write down the key points.
Yeah,
summer.
You know, this is, I could see you doing this too. And I'm gonna say it live here that, by you doing that, I would put that book out and do that, and then I would pitch it. I would pitch it to a network to do that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, people keep telling me that they love this stuff and that people would pay to see where I go, and I could start my own, not OnlyFans for like that, but OnlyFans for like follow me to where I go.
That's how he's making his money.
Yeah.
Good job there, Adam.
Where will Adam go next? But I mean, it's fun because I love to do it, and it doesn't only it does cost me gas money, which is pretty shitty right now. But for the most part, dude, I just figure it's there to. I'm almost helping the place out by letting people know about the place.
Right.
But at the same time, if you're good at something, don't do it for free, so to speak. And I'm sure someone would be out there would want to grab me and sponsor me and say, "This guy's," and if not, that's cool. But I don't know. Yeah.
Hey, Rebecca says, just go for it. Start your own haunted tour.
Oh, well, I actually worked on a haunted tour with Chris for Haunted Maine, Portland, Maine Haunted Walk. Mm-hmm. We didn't do it this year, Corona and all. I'm sure you guys have heard of that. But I was talking to Heather, and I'm thinking when I sell my mom's house in a month or two and I come into some money, I was thinking about getting a small van and just like say $25 a person for the day in Augusta, and I'll bring you to 15 places in Augusta, from the Devil's Footprint to Stephen King's house or Bangor, whatever.
Make sure it's a decked out van and not a way van.
Yeah,
no. Say free candy on the side.
Yeah. You don't want to.
That. That's the people I want, though. The nutty people that come in and go, "Where's the candy?" It's a historical tour ride. Oh man, this candy though. Sit down. It's $50. Sit down, asshole. You're gonna learn something today. That's really scary.
We don't want to hear about you on the news, really.
Yeah. No. I wanted like one of those big cargo vans, where not cargo, but like the ones where the people stand on the mic. Like I was gonna have either Heather drive or someone drive, and I'd stand up and go, to the left, you'll see where 15 people committed suicide, and we'll stop and get out, take pictures, document it, and then we'll go. In all actuality, man, there are so many. I can bring you to where there's mermaid sightings, to where there's pirates' treasure that's supposedly hidden. Actually, last week, dude, real quick, I know we're running out of time. Heather and I went to Portsmouth, New Hampshire to go see Betty and Barney Hill, their house, like I said. So we took a ride through Portsmouth, and we saw this placard, and I stopped. Heather shared it, Jay. I don't know if you saw it or not, Shane. Over 800 black people, black slaves, were buried under the streets in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. And they were buried there from 1650 until 1780. And people didn't know about it for the past 100 years. They started building houses up. In 2011, 2011, they went to go develop something, and they found 13 coffins with bodies in it. They did an X-ray of the land. They realized we built the road over, and they realized it was a slave. So it's the African American burying ground in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. We went, and I'm going to post about that.
I never knew that. I never knew anything like that.
New Hampshire had slaves.
Yeah, if you want to know history, this is the guy to talk to.
Yeah,
and I'm telling you, I'm serious. That. I mean, when I'm talking about you, not necessarily you're doing a tour, but you are somebody is going to come up to you and just say, hey, you do awesome stuff. You need to put all this down on paper or put it all together and say, I have this stuff, and maybe somebody will help you. But, oh, yeah, dude, you're going to, there's going to, look here.
I just feel like everybody's so, they want their TikToks, they want their 10-second videos, a lot of people don't want to really think, but there are some people that do, though. So you're right. There are, because I retain this shit and I don't want to. But I don't pay attention to the newest soap opera. I don't know what the biggest trend is. I don't even really know what you bring. I just read books and I learn up history and I retain it like a sponge. And some people dig it. I appreciate you guys.
There's a reason. There's a reason why you retain all that.
Yep.
You know, I mean, it's just, you know, you remember how Brian Cano does some of that stuff with shows like that?
Yeah.
It's similar to that, but with you taking that history to the next level. You can encapsulate everything more so in that things people don't know. You can discover history that people never were taught in school, and they can learn about it from you. And that's what I see that you can do. And I know that you question it. You wonder how I'm going to do this. All you got to do is take that step and say, okay, I'm gonna brainstorm this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that, and then, you know, don't sit on it, but keep adding to it like a chest. You know, like an old treasure chest. Just keep adding to it until you think, okay, I got all this great information. Let's put it together. You know, maybe by then somebody will come up to you and say, hey, you know, and do you need some help with this?
Yeah.
There you go.
No, I gotta kind of put a fire under my ass because someone could beat me to it, and I don't.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so, dude. I don't. No, this is specifically made for you. This is something that you. I don't know. There's something in you that I see that you really just you give to people and you reach out to people, and it's almost like without knowing people. You give them it's like an invisible handshake and they accept it automatically.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So by you doing that, you know, you got it in you, man. I see it, and it would be awesome, and I would pay to watch that show.
Yeah.
You guys are awesome. You guys are like my biggest supporters, and you guys are off doing your own stuff, and I support you guys. So it's great to know that you guys feel that way about me. I mean, I know you did anyway, but I don't know. I'm very humble, so it's hard for me I'm kind of blushing here. Because I don't know, man. I started doing it because it made me feel good, and I liked going to places where there's not 300 people lined up in line. Where you go to this place where it's like I get the whole place to myself just because the caretaker said I could, and then I started realizing people dig it. And I was like, well, shit. And now that's why with the shows, I'm kind of I almost feel like I owe it to people to get this information out. I feel like if I don't make a new post every day, I'm letting people down. Mm-hmm. And that's why, like you say, I got to kind of take a step back because I am kind of wearing myself thin.
Right.
Because it gets exhausting mentally.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, there's so many places you haven't even touched on that I can see. You know what I mean? On the East Coast. I mean, one of these days, you know, like you said, you know, you got some things coming up that can actually let you do a few things. So maybe you take a tour down the East Coast. You know, maybe you.
Well, how about this? Check this out. See this?
Yeah.
Yep. That's the 1796 Portland headlight commissioned by George Washington himself in Cape Elizabeth. There's a shipwreck on here on Christmas Eve Day. On this rock is a big mural on the other side of it when you go.
That's I didn't know that.
Yeah, check it out. It's in my hotel room, but yeah, that's Portland headlight, man. It's the biggest, even though it's in Cape Elizabeth. Right. And I've been inside. I've had a tour. There's a big monument outside because Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, the old poet from Maine, he used to go there on his bike and write poems. And there's a rock where he used to sit by. There's a big plaque.
See, people don't know this stuff.
Well, it seems nerdy though, but it is cool, right?
You know, and as you know, since you know, nerds are cool. I mean, look at you.
I think so, right? I don't, you know, I love football. I love sports too, but man, there's something about a good historical. Am I right, Shane? Nothing really gets like history porn is where it's at.
Yeah, there you go.
It's like wow,
that's not going to be the name of your show. No. Definitely
It might
not.
work.
You're gonna kick me out of
No.
here.
Oh, I'm sure, but for the wrong reasons. Yeah. I'm sure.
History porn starring. Oh my! I kind of like that shit. I kind of like that.
No.
Trademark
Oh
it.
my god, no.
Trademark it. This has been a
Oh,
fun
God.
show, man. You guys are the
Yeah,
best.
this
I'm
is
so excited. I'm so bummed Heather couldn't make it, but we'll get her on again for sure because
Yeah,
this is
that's
great.
cool. It's
You guys
it's
are so
my-
easy to
it's-
talk
It's
to.
our show. I don't, we don't have to go right now unless you have to.
Oh no, sweet. Well, I saw the timer. No, not at all, man. I'm not doing nothing.
Unless Shane has to go.
Fairly soon, but I'm all right.
Oh, kitty. What's his name, Shane?
This one is Scritchum,
Scritchum. I love it. Oddball
Yeah.
name. That's cool.
and she just wants to be the star. Is what the problem is.
Ah, adorable.
Right? Scritchum sounds like a band name.
Yeah,
Oh, it does.
yeah.
Metal name.
Yep.
Metal name, yeah.
Scritchum. Whoa,
See, we
are
can just hang out
Scritchum.
with Adam, and we can just listen to metal.
Right?
Yeah, dude, that's what I did for 5 years before I sang in a metal band in Maine. I came up with, we actually recorded in a $1 million recording studio,
That's
Husson
cool.
University. That was pretty cool. I get to sing. I had the whole spit guard and I had a thing.
Yeah,
the guy's
yeah.
like, all right, Adam, go ahead and growl. I'm like, all right. Wah! So that was pretty cool. Culling the Herd. If you guys get a chance, we're on YouTube. The band's not together. I kind of quit. But for my first year when I joined Chris and the Tawny Crew, I used to wear their shirt on stage because I was technically like ghost hunting at the same time as I was singing in the metal band. So I kind of did both. And then that really wore me out. And I was like, I'm going to go Paranormal Field. I love the music, but
Yeah.
it was just a lot.
Right.
Singing too,
Actually,
especially.
I
me.
worked in a recording studio, so
Oh,
Okay.
no kidding.
yeah.
Have you heard of Husson University in Maine?
No.
Okay,
No.
well, it's like it's like a broadcast studio. There's people walking around with microphones giving pretend interviews and stuff, like broadcaster school
Okay.
type thing. So there's also like musicians there, and one of my buddies, there was in another band. He said, "Hey, my senior project to graduate college is to record a band in the recording studio. You guys want to do it for free?" I'm like, "Wah!" So we recorded all 12 songs, made a CD, dude. Yeah, I still got like 5 copies, and
Oh, you're gonna love this.
Yeah. Sky is awesome.
oh, Sky is awesome. What's up, Sky? You're badass. One badass to another.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. See, it's people like it's you guys, it's Sky, people that I've met, Betsy Brown Williams, all through the field that got my back and that I know I could trust. I could tell Jay something tomorrow and he's not going to go run and tell 50 people. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's rare.
That's awesome.
Shane too.
Yeah. How much
So,
you gonna pay
that's
me?
cool.
Just kidding.
Well, that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah, man. I don't stop. I'm honestly, once I get done with you, I'm probably gonna go take a couple hits off a marijuana cigarette, and I'm gonna go back on my laptop and look at places I can go visit this weekend because every
There you go.
weekend's a time to visit something.
Yep.
Yeah.
Seriously, man. Yeah,
Create a folder on your laptop for just put book, and just keep adding to it, dude. Whatever you feel to add, just keep adding to it.
maybe I should. I gotta. Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be
I
know,
say
fun.
3
Right?
or 4 paragraphs. That's all you need.
Right. Shane's got
for
a great
each
idea.
place.
Yeah. Just
And you
gotta
would
do
you
it,
would
man.
proof it, Shane? If I send it to you, you'd
I'll
proofread it for
proofread
me.
it for you. And my
Yeah.
wife's an English
Yeah, don't
major,
send it
so-
to me because I'll be like, what? Yeah.
Oh, no, I can do this.
There,
Between
like
us,
what do you
we'll
mean
get
there?
it straight
THDIRT. I don't.
Right?
Whatever.
Just get it
No, I'm
close,
not
we'll get
that
it there.
bad, but yeah, no.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh,
get us the
man.
rough
Yeah, I
stuff
think
and we'll get
that's
it there.
something I want to try. It's something I set out to do my bucket list stuff for myself. Like I've already succeeded. Like I just wanted a radio show to be a guest, and I've been a guest on a lot of podcasts. I got my own show, so I've succeeded that stuff. And now writing a book, I guess I've always wanted to. Kind of, why not? So, man, you guys motivated me. I might have to
There you
start
go.
tonight.
It could just be a
Shoot.
book
Yeah.
of short stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Right? It's my book.
One
I do
little
what I-
story
yeah,
about
you're
each
right.
place.
Yeah.
Tour New England or something.
Oh,
Here,
man.
here you go.
I'll
See,
read
there
it,
you
Adam,
go.
if you need help. Call
Now
me.
you
Oh,
got
that's
the real
awesome.
horsepower behind it.
Yeah,
See?
I'll take it. There's some big hitters in this
We'll take
field,
care of
and
you.
that's
Yeah.
cool. I appreciate you even tuning in, Sky. That's awesome. I know she's a busy girl, so
Yeah.
very cool.
Oh,
That's very
yeah.
cool.
Rebecca always sent this too. Check out Mr. Ballin on YouTube. He does the mysterious storytelling, and his videos are about 30 minutes long. He's extremely popular. So
Mr. Ballin, Ballen. Ah,
yeah,
thanks, Rebecca. I'll check them out. I'm on YouTube a lot, checking out other stuff for sure. There's a lot of good info on YouTube. If you look up documentary or if you look up the Speakeasy, it's a haunting channel and it's computer voices, so it's annoying. But they talk about towns all through the world they go the top 10 list for Gettysburg of haunted places, top 10 list for Virginia. On YouTube, the Speakeasy. That's a good. I get a lot of my info from them too.
Yeah, sweet.
Until they sponsor me, I shouldn't say anything, right? I don't care though. It's whatever.
It's all
I'm having fun.
All right. I want to say thank you, Adam. You've been a fantastic guest. This has been fun. Thank you, everybody, who tuned in. I mean, this has been fantastic. Yeah,
it's been a great show. So
yeah.
Oh, I appreciate that. I felt like I was stalling in the beginning a little bit. So
no.
No. I'm seeing the chat now. What's up, Brady Goebel and Brian Bohal and good people. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Yeah.
We're trying to think. I don't even know who I have on. Oh yeah. I have a first ever mystery guest on my show this Friday on Historically Haunted Show. I stole the idea from you guys. So that's Paranormal King Radio Network this Friday at 8. It's not visual, it's audio only, but I have a mystery guest. That's this Friday. So I was like, shoot, I want to do one that looks like fun. So
mystery guests are fun. So
and then everybody tunes in, they go, oh, it's him. Forget it. Just kidding.
No, we had quite a few high ratings for that when you were our guest. When you last year. Oh yeah, people loved it. I mean, we also had Paranormal Activity live on the show too.
We're talking about my girl Lizzie. We didn't even talk about her this whole show, Lizzie.
That question was the question on Jeopardy yesterday or the other day. I was watching Jeopardy, and it was a question about in this certain trial. It says we gave up. There is no more. This isn't the Salem witch trials anymore from 1830 to 1883, and I knew that was said in the courtroom of Lizzie Borden, and people are like, "What?" There's only one person that got it. I'm like, how does everybody not know that?
I wouldn't know it.
That's the closest thing to. I mean, in that era, holy cow! Who got it right? Did someone get it right?
The person that has been the champion got it right, of course.
Oh, that girl from Rye, New Hampshire there.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
I heard her on the radio show the other day.
Yeah.
No shit.
So,
Lizzie was on Jeopardy.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but, so I think that's all the time we have. I have to eat my steak dinner, and I still have to cook it, so.
You see, I said steak earlier. I didn't even know you're eating steak, and I said it earlier.
No. So, So I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I want to thank my co-host, Shane Peak, and I want to thank you, Adam, very much. You rock.
You guys are awesome. I got to have you guys both on my shows individually at some point so we can talk more.
Sure. Yeah.
And, I'd love to come on anytime. Guys, check me out, Historically Haunted Show and Historically Haunted Vodcast. I had actually Shane and Jay on my vodcast
that was good times.
That was pretty fun. That was pretty good. So always a pleasure. Studio 6 Paranormal Podcast. One of my favorite podcasts. I think the second one I was ever on, besides Love, Light, and the Paranormal, which doesn't exist anymore. So you guys will always have a place in my heart. And I can't wait to meet you both in person.
Yeah. Why don't you tell everybody real quick where they can find you in all your places?
Okay. So like I said, the Historically Haunted Show every Friday, 8 Eastern on Paranormal King Radio Network. That's on Facebook, and the network itself is right on Google. Historically Haunted Vodcast with a V. That's on Facebook. That's my own thing. But I also have 2 YouTube channels. I have Historically Haunted for all my old episodes and podcasts that I've been on. This will be on my channel soon. And then I have Adam the Historian Ghost Hunter, which April labeled me labeled me that. So I rolled with it. Adam the Historian Ghost Hunter, all separated, and that's on YouTube. I only got about 34 followers. It's all my personal adventures that I do. Like when you see me going places, I upload that to my YouTube. So the hotel and stuff, that'll be on my YouTube channel as well. So, and then Historically Haunted Paranormal, of course. That's me and Heather's on Facebook. And you guys will see me around. If there's a graveyard or a meeting house in your area, look around because I'll probably be there taking pictures. So. And that's no shit because I got them all written down from here to Kalamazoo, my friend.
All right,
So,
I believe
so.
Kalamazoo is a good place too. I live.
Oh,
near
killer!
there.
I hear the shrimp is good.
Oh yeah.
You guys are awesome. Much
Oh,
love
my
to Jay and
gosh.
Shane, man.
Yeah.
Love you
All
guys.
right.
Love.
Thanks
All right.
everybody for tuning in. We'll be on in a couple weeks probably, or if I don't,
All right.
have another back-to-back show. But it's all good. With love. See you later, guys.